Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another episode, of course, of Universe Mode on the JPG channel. We are here on Friday Night Smackdown, and let's get this cameras rolling late. And yes, indeed, I was going to say, it's kind of hard to see with that entrance stage in the way, but that is Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill just absolutely throwing hands at one another. Of course, Bianca Belair has more than enough reason to be upset with Jade Cargill. Cargill being the sole person responsible for the reason why Bianca Belair did not leave Australia as the women's world champion. And the most ironic thing about it is that Belair didn't even have a match on the card. She was out there to address the audience, to give a nice, warm welcome to the Australian crowd, thanking them for selling out the arena. And here comes Jade Cargill. Of course, a little bit of jealousy. Oh my goodness, I was gonna say Belair just threw Cargill right into that staging area. I say a little bit of jealousy on the mind of Jade Cargill throughout that attack. Of course, because Cargill was eliminated prior to Bianca Belair's addressing the audience. Cargill was eliminated. Oh, a big suplex right on the stage. Cargill was, if I can get it out, Cargill was eliminated in Elimination Chamber earlier on in the night for the Women's Elimination Chamber, which pretty much soiled any WrestleMania plans for Jade Cargill. Speaking of WrestleMania, Bianca Belair was all but penciled in for WrestleMania at that point. Being the Women's World Champion, Cargill laid the assault out, laid the attack on the EST. And of course, who would pick up the scraps but none other than a woman that perhaps Bianca Belair wanted to forget all about heading into WrestleMania, and that is the Money in the Bank contract holder, Rhea Ripley. Look at this, a huge moonsault from Bianca Belair. Ripley would cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase and leave the EST going home a little bit more empty-handed than when she came into Australia. Oh, another face-first strike right into that staging area. And Bianca Belair is putting one hell of a beatdown on Jade Cargill. After everything Cargill has costed Bianca Belair, this has been a rivalry building up ever since almost the night after SummerSlam. As now look at this, Cargill is in trouble. Belair, a little taste of Cargill's own medicine. Jesus Christ, with a basically a jaded right on the floor, but Cargill's now trying to fight for her life. It almost looks like Jade Cargill is innocent in this situation if you look at how just absolutely determined Belair is to get her hands on Cargill, but that would be nothing but short of false, if you ask me. Cargill is honestly pretty deserving of this beatdown after what she did to Bianca Belair at the Elimination Chamber, all because Cargill could not win her actual Elimination Chamber match. And now, wait a minute, what the hell is Bianca Belair doing? Off the stage! Through the table goes Jade Cargill! My God! Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are certainly going to try and move on from what we just saw between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Going to keep the action going here tonight, and what a way to start the actual in-ring action, and that is with Fraxiom and Nathan Frazier, of course, coming together as Fraxiom, one of the most exciting teams here on Friday Night SmackDown, one of the most winningest teams as well. These guys have a lot of wins throughout this year, including a win over this team right here, the Street Profits, before. That is indeed correct. Fraxiom and Frazier have put away the Profits before, looking to do it again here tonight. Of course, the Street Profits still on a collision course with the Bloodline, that being Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, regarding those WWE Tag Team Championships. Never a resolved issue between the Profits and the Tongans. The last match ended in a disqualification, so the Tongans were able to regain gain their tag team championships. The Profits are out here to get a big win over Fraxiom. And then put Fraxiom in their rearview mirror and focus once again on those tag team titles. Dawkins and Montez Ford bringing the heat here tonight, bringing the whatever's in that cup as well. I mean, hey, that ain't none of my business. Anyways, the Profits are here. They are up and they want the smoke. And they are about to get the smoke with two men that you simply can't slow down in Nathan Frazier and Axiom. We are getting ready for tag team action here tonight, folks. Properly kicking off Friday Night Smackdown the way we were supposed to before Bianca Belair decided to get her lick back on Jade Cargill. And hey, you ain't got no I ain't got no qualms about it. You ain't gonna get no argument from me. You know, like I said, I try to be as unbiased as possible, but you know Cargill had that coming. You know she had something coming her way. You don't just, you know, screw over the EST, especially not this close to WrestleMania, a pay-per-view that Bianca Belair usually shines and outshines most of the talent on. And she was going to walk in as the Women's World Champion, and now that has all been ripped away from her, courtesy of Jade Cargill in Australia. As Nathan Frazier now, look at this, turning up the pace already. A big drop kick right to the face of Dox. Frazier and Axiom need to get a W here tonight. I quoted them as one of the most winningest tag teams on just the main roster in general, but the last match we saw Frazier and Axiom in was actually a losing effort to the Creed brothers, so Axiom and Frazier really need this win here tonight to get a big win and some much-needed momentum in the tag team division. A nice standing shooter from Axiom. Goes for the cover here. Dawkins looks out, but only gets the shoulder out at one. You know the Tongans, that being Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, certainly watching this match with a very keen eye. A tag team that they are so very familiar with in the Street Profits, and a tag team that they have yet to come cross paths with, in Frazier and Axiom. And speaking of Frazier and Axiom, they are working this tag team continuity stuff to an absolute T. You would think that they've been tag teaming for years and not just got made up when they brought up to the main roster. Fraxiom and Nathan Frazier realized they got a lot of similarities, a lot of common interests, and one at the top of the helm is a dream to be a tag team champion in WWE. Huge strike right to the face of Dawkins. As now Nathan Frazier, look at this, takes to the sky with a beautiful moonsault. Springboard moonsault wipes out Angelo Dawkins. And now here comes Nathan Frazier rolling in. Oh, what a strike right to the face of Dawkins. It has been all Fraxiom in the early goings of this match. You got to believe there's a little bit of doubt on in the back of the mind of the Street Profits as far as their ability as a tag team, because it's been a very long time since those two have seen gold. Profits have not seen gold in quite some time. Huge moonsault from Axiom now. As now Dawkins gets the tag to Ford. Here comes Tez now. Montez Ford exploding in out of the corner. Huge jumping clothesline, and now Ford is all over Axiom. Look at this. Feeling himself here tonight is Tez. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have already said time and time again since last Monday night, we are officially on the road to WrestleMania. It is officially just shy of 3 weeks away that we are heading to Philadelphia for the show of shows, as Axiom shows Montez Ford exactly what he's all about. Oh, what a knee strike right to the jaw. And as I said, some of the card is shaped out, but a lot of it still needs to be filled in, and one of those matches being, obviously, those both tag team championships will be defended at WrestleMania. We just got to figure out who they're going to be defended against. The Tongans, that being here on Friday Night Smackdown. And, of course, on Monday Night Raw, the ever so entertaining duo, the Lucha Bros themselves, Penta and Phoenix. Who are they going to be defending those championships against in Philadelphia. I guess we'll get more information on that when we get to Monday Night Raw. And Monday Night Raw will have a special broadcast in Toronto, Canada. And yes, again, John Cena is in the building. Cena has made a promise every single week leading up to WrestleMania. He will be in singles competition. A little bit of a John Cena open invitational. Beautiful springboard clothesline by Axiom. You have that to look forward to on Monday Night Raw. You also have Becky Lynch versus Charlotte to look forward to on Monday Night Raw as well, after Charlotte attacked Becky and Bayley last week, almost seemingly letting Becky Lynch know exactly her thought in mind. It's WrestleMania season. The Queen needs to find a place on the card, and what a better place than to try and get in a championship match with Becky Lynch, perhaps. Those two have had grueling wars throughout the years. And speaking of grueling, that looked like a grueling move to take. If I'm Nathan Frazier, I was going to say Charlotte and Lynch have definitely had their fair share of battles, but never had they gone one-on-one, toe-to-toe, face-to-face at the grandest stage of them all. And now look at this. Nathan Frazier off the ropes with a beautiful springboard corkscrew crossbody. I don't know what to really call that, but that's what we're going to call it, I guess. As now Frazier sends Angelo Dawkins to the floor. Nathan Frazier now, as I said, once again turning up the pace. Over the top rope goes Frazier, wiping out Dawkins now. Nathan Frazier brings a whole new definition to intensity when he's in that ring. This man is absolutely incredible, as is Axiom. And now look at this, off the ropes with a springboard drop kick. Again, Dawkins forced to kind of recalibrate over on the outside, but Dawkins used what brought him to the dance this time, and that's his power. As now Angelo Dawkins sending Frazier back into the corner of the Profits. And now, wait a minute, might be an early night for Fraxiom. That's a combination. That's a winning combination if you ask me, but Frazier able to withstand the damage. Credit to Nathan Frazier that time, but Montez Ford nonetheless right back on the attack. The Street Profits are hungry. Believe you me, they are starving at this point in their career for another opportunity at Tag Team Gold. Axiom was trying to do something there, but Tez was more worried about trying to get Nathan Frazier out of the ring, and now Axiom with a big springboard crossbody to Montez Ford. And now Axiom sending Ford off the ropes. Gonna make him think about it here. Run the ropes for a short bit. Big arm drag from Axiom. And now it was Dawkins trying to go for the tag, but Axiom is not gonna allow it. Axiom and Nathan Frazier effectively cutting the ring in half. They know exactly how dangerous the Street Profits are. Former Raw and Smackdown Tag Team Champions, former NXT Tag Team Champions at that as well. And now I think we might see a little bit of blood in this match. As now Axiom, look at this. Yes, indeed, Ford is busted open. Axiom, look at, oh my God, what do you even call that? A moonsault into a DDT. Axiom's not done there just yet, though, because he's going top rope. Big elbow drop off the top. Could that be enough to put away the Street Profits? This would be Fraxiom's second time putting away the Profits. And now look at this. Dawkins wanted to break that pinfall up and might live to regret it. A huge shot right to the face. Axiom is in full swing right now. And look at this. Axiom sending Ford on the top rope. What has he got planned here? Whatever he did, is going to have to wait because Montez Ford found a loophole. He found a way out of the grasp of Axiom. And now Montez Ford going to dish out a little bit more damage. A kick right to the leg of Axiom. This is a big match for both teams, if you ask me. And now look at this. Elbow strikes right to the face of Montez Ford. And now Axiom got caught once again. Oh, just drives his head right into the mat. You would think that mask protects a little bit of the fall, but not really when you're getting driven down with the ferocity that Montez Ford just delivered. And now, wait a minute, Axiom with a huge kick right to the gut. And now here comes Axiom coming back in this thing once more. Axiom now big chop to the chest. Big chop to the chest, unloads here. Out of the corner with a big arm drag into a drop kick. That was beautifully executed again by Axiom. Almost everything that you see these two do is indeed beautifully executed. As now here comes Frazier. House of Fire is Nathan Frazier. Oh, what a standing shooter from Frazier this time. He saw Axiom and he said he would raise him. Oh, but Dawkins getting the shoulder out. Montez Ford clearly has a lot of faith in his partner to kick out of a move like that. Big bulldog from Frazier now. As now Nathan Frazier goes top rope. This could be Fraxiom's opportunity. Big frog splash. Oh, no. It looks like Frazier actually overshot that. I don't even know how the hell to even begin to describe what just happened, but that's pretty much what did happen. Needless to say, Frazier's looking to rectify himself, but that is the opening that Dawkins needed. Frazier overshooting the frog splash. A rare moment where his athletic, God-given ability, it doesn't work in his favor. But now, wait a minute, Nathan Frazier with a big enziguri right to the jaw. A big enziguri right to the jaw of Angelo Dawkins. And now, wait a minute, turns him inside out. Oh, what a huge elbow, like into the throat. I don't know what I'm really going to have to call that, but that's what I'm going to have to stick with. As now Nathan Frazier again going top rope. I don't think he's looking to miss again. And now big elbow drop this time from Frazier. Axiom hit one earlier. Now Frazier gets to hit one. And now look at Nathan Frazier. Perhaps has Dawkins right in the drop zone. Sends Dawkins to the floor. Montez Ford is down and out. And Frazier looking to take to the sky to take out Ford's tag team partner. Oh, he gets met by a huge right, though. That absolutely huge right by Angelo Dawkins, completely stopping Frazier dead in his tracks. And now here comes Angelo Dawkins now. What does he got planned here? Oh, a big spear connects. A big spear to Frazier. But why not go for the pinfall? This is what I'm talking about when it comes to Street Profits doubting their abilities. I mean, that could have been the W right there. Who knows? But now Montez Ford is thinking straight. He's thinking with his head on straight this time. Now he's going for the pinfall attempt. But enough time has gone by for Frazier to just get just a little bit of energy to kick out. And that's really all Frazier needs. I mean, you don't want to give him an inch because he's going to go a mile. And now, wait a minute, Frazier again off the ropes. This is the second time Ford got caught with that. Nathan Frazier now sending Montez Ford back into the corner of Fraxiom. And here we go, just like the start of this match, it's Fraxiom back in control of the Profits. This has been one hell of an effort from both teams, but honestly, I'd have to give the advantage right now to Fraxiom. They have been absolutely unbelievable in this match against a pair of former tag team champions like the Street Profits. As now Axiom goes top rope, he hits a frog splash. Doesn't overshoot it like Frazier did, though. Frog splash now. That was it, but Dawkins just saved the match. Dawkins just saved the match, and now Axiom sending Dawkins to the floor. This could be their opportunity right here. Axiom goes off the ropes, but no, Montez Ford catches him. Ford catches him, and now big clothesline from Montez Ford. Look at this, a huge rolling thunder into a blockbuster. Could that be enough? No. Frazier looked to save it, but Axiom actually had it figured out there. And now wait a minute, Montez Ford. Look at this. Sit out pile driver connects. Looking to take care of both members of Fraxiom. A pile driver just connected to Axiom. No, somehow Axiom gets just the slightest bit out of the way. Single leg enziguri right to the jaw. A single leg enziguri right to the face of Montez Ford. And now Axiom again sending Angelo Dawkins out of the way here. Big clothesline. Big clothesline from Axiom now. And now out of the corner with a tilt-the-world DDT. Ford was looking to take to the floor to get him, obviously, a little bit of breath of fresh air. But Axiom's not having it. Axiom going a mile a minute now. Axiom, what does he have planned here? Axiom taking Ford to the top rope. Frazier's going to give Axiom the spotlight right here, trying to get these fans on the feet. Big Spanish fly off the top rope to Montez Ford. Could that be enough? But no, Fraxiom doesn't think that's going to be enough. And now, wait a minute. No, Nathan Frazier again, wiping out Angelo Dawkins. This is indeed Fraxiom's opportunity. Oh, this time he doesn't overshoot it. The frog splash connects. 1, 2. No, 4 just getting the shoulder out. Tag team wrestling. That is the name of the game to start off tonight. What a match. But wait a minute, Frazier. Frazier's got the roll up. 1, 2, 3. Fraxiom steals one. Fraxiom steals one on the Profits. Fraxiom steals one on the Profits. Oh no. Speaking of the Tongans, oh, they just laid out Fraxiom with the gold. Tonga Loa, completely stealing the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, what a hell of a match we just witnessed between Fraxiom and the Profits. And I mean, just barely skating by did Nathan Frazier with that roll-up on Montez Ford. That has to be incredibly frustrating for the Profits to lose such a close bout. And you know, it has to be incredibly frustrating for one Bianca Belair seeing this. Seeing the brand new Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley coming down to the ring with the very championship that Bianca Belair was holding not even a week ago. Rhea Ripley, you can't discredit her. You can't even be mad at her. I mean, obviously she was in her home country of Australia. There's no bigger opportunity when you're in Rhea Ripley's shoes to cash in that briefcase than when she did at the Elimination Chamber. And you see she came up big, and now she's got a first-class ticket to Philly. Now Ripley has a first-class ticket to Philly, and she's going to cash that in. You damn right about it. Rhea Ripley in action here tonight against superstar that returned at the Royal Rumble in Kairi Sane. Sane, of course, a very credible, very talented performer in her own right. This is not going to be an easy night at the office for Rhea Bloody Ripley. And this is honestly the first time we've seen Rhea Ripley on Friday Night SmackDown, maybe in her entire career. I mean, besides a few minor appearances, Rhea Ripley is now officially a member of the SmackDown roster, effectively because she is our champion. I mean, when she cashed in that briefcase at the Elimination Chamber, she might as well have signed a SmackDown contract, if you ask me. And now, really, the question being is, we know the two women that have championship opportunities at WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble winner, Sasha Banks, and of course, the Elimination Chamber women, the Women's Elimination Chamber winner, Tiffany Stratton, the center of the universe. The only question is, who is going to step up to Mommy? Who's going to step up to Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania? Either one of those matches would be an absolute classic, if you ask me, in Philadelphia. But I'll tell you who's going to step up to Rhea here tonight. It is Kairi Sane as she makes her way down to the ring. And while I said Rhea is not going to have an easy night at the office, Kairi Sane is not in for an easy night herself. Rhea Ripley is as motivated as she's ever been now that she's officially heading to WrestleMania as the Women's World Champion. I mean, you're talking about a woman that hasn't really had an incredible year this year. I mean, she started the year off this past year's WrestleMania, losing the championship to Becky Lynch. She would go on into Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions to try and get that belt back in another losing effort to Becky Lynch. And you almost saw Rhea Ripley start to spiral a little bit. She actually was away for a little while. She got into the Money in the Bank ladder match throughout a qualifying match, and boy, was luck on her side that night in London, because Rhea Ripley walked out with that Money in the Bank briefcase in tow. And you see where that got her now. She is now back in a WrestleMania match, coming in as a world champion once again for her second year in a row. You can't help but feel bad for Bianca Belair in that scenario, man. I mean, obviously you saw exactly how she felt about it at the start of the show, and you know, there is clearly some unfinished business between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, even though, as I said, that is a story that has many chapters, a story that is has been brewing ever since really after SummerSlam, when Jade Cargill pretty much made her presence known at the, much to the chagrin of the EST herself, who had literally just won that Women's World Championship off of Sasha Banks in Detroit at SummerSlam. I mean, Bianca Belair has had, you talk about one hell of a year. I was talking about Rhea Ripley earlier. Belair has had an emotional roller coaster of a 2024. Winning the Women's World Championship. Getting it taken away from her not once but twice. We're talking about even before 2024, Bianca Belair would finally get her title back at WrestleMania, defeating Sasha Banks. Look at this, Rhea Ripley over the top rope. I was going to say, Bianca Belair would get her championship back, defeating Sasha Banks at last year's WrestleMania. And then she would lose it again to Sasha Banks even a month later at Backlash. Pretty much spent the summer trying to chase that title. Won it back at SummerSlam, as I said, and then Jade Cargill would defeat her a month later at the Clash at the Castle. So, excuse me, Clash at the Castle. I'm thinking a year before. Bash in Berlin. Bash in Berlin in Germany. Cargill defeated Bianca Belair. It's been a seesaw battle for Belair because she got that championship back in Chicago at Survivor Series, defeating Jade Cargill. And that's when you started to see Cargill spiral a little bit. She also, didn't do exactly too well in the Women's Royal Rumble match. She luckily found herself in the Elimination Chamber, but, she was actually eliminated before she could get her hand raised in victory and secure a Women's World Championship match at WrestleMania. And, well, that was the last straw for Jade Cargill. I guess, in her mind, if she can't be in a co-main event at WrestleMania, then neither can Bianca Belair. And if she can't be fighting for a championship at WrestleMania, then neither can Bianca Belair. Even though if I'm GM Nick Aldis, I'm doing something to rectify what happened to Bianca Belair. I don't particularly care that like I said, I don't care that Rhea Ripley took advantage of an opportunity. That's exactly what the Money in the Bank briefcase is for. What I care about is how it all went down. If you ask me, Bianca Belair is deserving of a rematch. She is deserving of a fair shot at getting her championship back. Maybe even before WrestleMania, maybe sometime after Rhea Ripley just sent Kairi Sane face first into those ropes. That was a little bit hard to watch there. But Kairi Sane with a big kick out. Sane with a big kick out there. And now Rhea Ripley, could be a matter of time before she puts Kairi Sane away. I thought this was going to be a lot, lot worse plans for Rhea Ripley here. I thought this was going to be a lot bigger of a fight from Sane. And wait a minute, I might be eating my words, because the Pirate Princess has now finally gotten a little bit of control in this match. A huge kick right to the, shotgun, double foot stomp, shotgun kick, whatever you want to call it, to the midsection of Rhea Ripley, and caught her with a sliding elbow while Rhea Ripley was still on the mat. And now Kairi Sane sort of using her scrappiness to her advantage here. Ripley is the bigger competitor in this match, but I don't think that's going to stop Kairi. Kairi with another double foot stomp, this time off the top rope. Could that be oh no, Ripley gets the shoulder out. I was going to ask if that was going to be enough, but apparently I don't know who Rhea Bloody Ripley is. I mean, this woman will go a whole 30 plus minutes in that ring with the best. She's done it before with Becky Lynch. She's done it before with a number of plethora of talent on this roster. Oh, Kairi Sane taking to the skies. The Sky Pirate herself wiping out Rhea Ripley. This could be a huge opportunity for Kairi Sane. Knocking off the Women's World Champion on her first night on Friday Night SmackDown. Her first time as an active competitor on SmackDown. That being Rhea Ripley. And what a absolute soil to the plans that would be for Ripley to lose her first match. Not only coming in as Women's World Champion, but on Friday Night SmackDown. Ripley now is done playing games here. Like I said, Sane has been using her scrappiness to her advantage, but Rhea Ripley's about to show her the name of the game, and it's power moves. As now look at this, Ripley looking to take to the skies a little bit. Gonna get a dip into her Kairi Sane bag with a huge missile drop kick off the top rope. A missile drop kick off the top rope. Sane just peels that shoulder off the mat. And now Ripley back in control of this one. Oh, double arm choke slam, double goozle to Kairi Sane, and what a strike right to the face. And now wait a minute, Sane able to reverse that one. Oh, just threw her entire body right at Rhea Ripley. That was impressive. That was absolutely impressive. Kairi Sane able to knock Rhea Ripley down. Like I said, the bigger competitor of the two, but that is not letting Kairi Sane, you know, it's not letting herself get into her head about it. She doesn't really care at this point. She cares about a win. She don't care how it comes. And now, oh, what a huge elbow strike right to the face. A huge elbow strike right to the face of Rhea Ripley. And now Sane going off the ropes. Oh my God, just spiked Ripley on her head with a tornado DDT out of the corner. Big win for Kairi, but no, Ripley getting that shoulder out. That would have been an absolutely monumental victory for Kairi Sane. You know, even though she probably has maybe more experience when it comes to actually being in the ring than Rhea Ripley. Kairi Sane is well-traveled, world-traveled, if you ask anybody really around the area. And now Rhea Ripley, big strike right to the midsection of Sane. Oh, big hair whip, hair pull of Sane as well. Rhea Ripley now going top rope once more. I don't know if I really agree with this because Ripley's forte is not really the top rope. She's not really a high flyer. She's more of a bruiser, more of a powerhouse in terms of at least the women's division. As now Kairi Sane sweeps the leg of Ripley. And this is how Kairi Sane is able to stay in the fight. Ripley's kind of trying to go out of her comfort zone, and Sane is able to exploit that 9 times out of 10, if you ask me. And now strike right to the midsection of Ripley. And now here comes Kairi Sane flying in here. Well, I guess she stopped dead in her tracks and is going to go instead for something different. Oh, there's that sliding elbow in the corner this time. And that is usually a precursor to, yes, indeed, she is probably going for the insane elbow. Take off. Take off the top rope. Could this be a dead into the heart of Rhea Ripley? Oh no, Ripley just getting that shoulder out. And Sane can't believe it. Sane's kind of arguing with our official a little bit. She thought that was a 3 count. Kairi Sane thought that was a 3 count, but she's got to stay in the game. A huge kick right to the leg of Rhea Ripley. And now Kairi Sane sending Ripley off the ropes here. What does Kairi Sane have play? Oh, just ran right into a brick wall. The name of Rhea Ripley and now got caught. Got caught. Electric chair driver once again. Ripley hit that move earlier. Was not enough to put away Sane. Could this be enough this time around? No! Kairi just getting that shoulder out. Very impressive by Kairi Sane here tonight. But wait a minute, Rhea Ripley is done playing games here. Gonna lock in the Prism Trap. Locking in the Prism Trap on Kairi Sane. Is Kairi going to be able to hold on here? Rhea Ripley submits Kairi. Valiant effort from Sane, but the Women's World Champion was not going to lose her first match here on Friday Night SmackDown. She was determined not to. And wait a minute. We just asked who is going to step up to Rhea Ripley. Would it be Sasha Banks? Would it be Tiffany Stratton? I think we just got our answer, folks. Stratton Ripley at WrestleMania. What a match that would be, folks, if it indeed goes down like that. Tiffany Stratton seemingly, I mean, she's already on Friday Night SmackDown. She picked probably the easiest option she probably could as far as, you know, having to make any type of, you know, commutes, if you will. Stratton could have chosen to go to Monday Night Raw, the opposite show that she's already on, and get in the face of Becky Lynch. But, you know, we've seen Stratton and Becky Lynch in the past. Maybe Tiffany Stratton is ready to prove herself against a woman that is obviously leading her generation of talent, if you will. Rhea Ripley is you know, closer to Tiffany Stratton's generation than Becky Lynch would be for Tiffany Stratton. So maybe Tiffany Stratton wants to prove that she's the best of her generation by going against Rhea Ripley. Either way, that is an incredible match for WrestleMania if that gets pen to paper. Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, sign me up. And speaking of signing me up, you can sign me up anytime we see this man right here, Jacob Fatu, in a squared circle. And tonight he has a little bit of a tribal competition, if you will. He is taking on a man that made his return back to the ring a number of weeks ago in a surprising turn of events. Jimmy Uso now turning a new leaf here on Friday Night SmackDown. He's decided to leave all that drama with his brother Jay over on Monday Night Raw in the past. Jimmy Uso, a fresh coat of paint here on Friday Night SmackDown. He's looking to get involved in the mix heading into WrestleMania. One thing about the Usos, they rarely ever missed a WrestleMania appearance. Jay obviously being Intercontinental Champion. I mean, you know he's going to find his way on the show. Jimmy Uso still looking for an outlet to Philadelphia himself. And could it start tonight? He's got a large roadblock in his way, though, in the form of Jacob Fatu. This is going to be it's going to be interesting, to say the least. Fatu and Jimmy locking up in the squared circle here. And now, wait a minute, Jimmy Uso. Oh! Thumb to the eye of Fatu. Fatu absolutely unfazed by that, as he is with most offense that people try to throw at him. Big back body drop. As now Fatu, oh, what a strike right to the ribs. Oh, and a huge jab right to the face. Fatu ain't playing no games here. No, look at this, off the rope. Sends Jimmy Uso into the sky. Not done yet. My God, that is absolutely terrifying just to call or to even watch Fatu do his thing in that ring. This man is just deceptively athletic, absolutely dangerous, a wild animal in that ring. Solo Sikoa has brought a literal demon to WWE. And look at this, Fatu again, just squashing Jimmy Uso. Oh, and a huge back body drop. A huge power slam from Fatu almost gave him the win already. Jimmy is clearly feeling the effects of that. Now, what the hell? Solo Sikoa just threw a chair in the ring. Sikoa already trying to give Fatu accessories to aid in his violence. I don't think he really needs accessories, as a matter of fact. Fatu will do the damage himself as he just planted Jimmy Uso's face into the turnbuckle, not once, not twice, but 10 times. Our referee here, John Cone, immediately disposing of that chair. He doesn't even want to see what Jacob Fatu can do with a steel chair. He has to bear witness as to what Fatu can do with his bare hands. A huge suicide dive, wiping out Jimmy Uso. This has been all Jacob Fatu to start this thing off. Jimmy Uso has been absolutely just sideswiped at the hands of Fatu. My God. Jacob Fatu. And look at in the corner of your eye, Solo Sikoa again using dirty tactics. Not that Fatu really needs them. A huge super kick right to the face. This could be it right here. Jimmy Uso's not even kicking out, but the referee is distracted. That was a little bit to blame on Solo Sikoa's end, if you ask me. And now Fatu all over Jimmy Uso. Got caught. Got caught, did Jimmy Uso, but wait a minute. Fatu met the mat with his head and just met Jimmy Uso's skull as well with a headbutt. And now all of a sudden Jimmy Uso has at least some form of an opening in this match, as now he's choking out Jacob Fatu right into the corner. Oh, went for a super kick, but Fatu had it scouted. Fatu had it scouted. And now, wait a minute. Oh, there's a super kick for you. Fatu just lighting up the face of Jimmy Uso. And this could be an early night at the office for Jimmy Uso. He gets planted by a pop-up Samoan drop from Fatu. Goes for the cover. Jimmy Uso shows some heart, though. And Jacob Fatu clearly just playing with his food at this point. Although Jimmy Uso did get the shoulder out. Fatu, what the hell? No. Oh, my God. Just spiked Jimmy Uso right on his skull with a pile driver. We saw a pile driver from Montez Ford earlier tonight, but that was a little bit more safer than what Fatu just did. He just grabbed Jimmy Uso by his tights and literally drove him into the mat. Almost as if he was trying to drill a hole, quite literally, in the mat with Jimmy Uso's head. If that makes any literal sense. But now look at this. Jimmy Uso still goading on Fatu. I don't know if this is a wise strategy here, as Fatu now is basically goading Jimmy Uso to come to the outside. And indeed, Jimmy Uso will oblige, but he might live to regret it. And now Fatu has Jimmy Uso again. Oh my God. Spine first on the barricade. I think Fatu has had just about enough of playing around here. I think he's ready to put this thing to bed. It might be a short moment of notice for Jimmy Uso. Oh my, are you kidding me? A deadlift powerbomb from this man. Deadlift powerbomb to Jimmy Uso. Uso just getting that shoulder out. This has literally been 80-20, if that. If I might be being generous here. Fatu has been all over Jimmy Uso, but you have to credit that fight. That fight in Jimmy Uso. As I said, he wants to turn a new leaf. He wants to, the fans are taking a liking to him again. He's obviously a very charismatic individual. Him and his brother are. But Jimmy Uso was, blinded by greed earlier on in last season, and now this season he looks to turn things around, and it's going to have to start tonight with a big win over an undefeated Jacob Fatu. A huge clothesline, knocking Jacob Fatu out here, but now Jimmy Uso, oh no, Uso gets sent for a ride. And now Jacob Fatu giving chase to Jimmy Uso. He's not even going to let Jimmy Uso get back into the ring. He's going to force him back in the ring. Oh, no. Oh, my God. A powerbomb right on the announce table. A powerbomb right on the announce table. Jimmy Uso's spine could be broken in half. And now, wait a minute. Jacob Fatu now trying to turn Jimmy Uso around. Jimmy Uso is absolutely discombobulated at this point. Fatu hits that devastating springboard moonsault. And oh no, wait a minute, they're not done here. Fatu and Sikoa clearly having some very bad intentions on the mind. Fatu and Sikoa are gonna do a damage on Jimmy Uso, but wait a minute. That's our tribal chief. That's your tribal chief. That's everybody's tribal chief, Roman Reigns. The tribal chief just saved Jimmy Uso from a heinous assault at the hands of Solo Sikoa and his bloodthirsty Samoan Werewolf. Ladies and gentlemen, what a night this has been. I mean, I didn't expect Bianca Belair to be attacking Jade Cargill at the start of the show. I mean, I halfway did. Halfway didn't. I didn't expect Frazier and Street Profits Fraxiom and Street Profits, I'm a little bit overwhelmed right now, to pretty much have maybe tag team match of the year so far. And I certainly did not expect Roman Reigns to be making an appearance here tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Roman Reigns helping out his cousin Jimmy Uso to fend off his other cousin Solo Sikoa and the Samoan Werewolf Jacob Fatu, another man that Roman is a little bit less familiar with, but still very well aware of. And Reigns and Jacob Fatu, I mean, hey, that's not a bad idea. That gets my eyebrows perked for sure. If that's what that's what it takes for Roman Reigns to to fend off this new version of the bloodline, so to speak, to wipe out the enforcer of this version of the bloodline, Jacob Fatu, the Samoan Werewolf. So be it. That is one hell of a encounter that we've still yet to see, that being Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. Because Sikoa and Fatu were about to lay a beatdown on Jimmy Uso. Not that Fatu didn't already lay a beatdown on Jimmy Uso throughout half that match. Jimmy Uso better thank his lucky stars that the tribal chief himself was in the building, and nobody even was aware of the fact that Roman Reigns was in the building. But, you know, he made his presence known when it counted the most, if you will. Anyways, we're going to move on, folks, because we have an incredible main event ahead of us. The World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General Gunther, just almost 3 weeks away from defending that championship against a man that has had his number almost every time they've been in the ring. Ilya Dragunov, the men's elimination chamber winner. Dragunov has made it abundantly clear almost throughout the entire year, ever since losing that World Heavyweight Championship to the Ring General back at Bad Blood, that Dragunov's intentions were to get back on top of the world, so to speak, on top of the men's division, on top, to climb the title rankings and find his way back to the Ring General, and that he did in almost a last-ditch effort, having to survive an absolute man beast in the name of Braun Breaker, spearing him through Elimination Chamber pods, just unleashing a beatdown that the world has never seen on Ilya Dragunov, and still Dragunov was able to overcome that. That's how much Dragunov wants that World Heavyweight Championship back. That's how much Dragunov wants to get back in the ring with the Ring General Gunther. As now Gunther blocks a chop at the phenomenal AJ Styles. I can't underplay the fact that Styles is in this match. AJ Styles is a former opponent, former challenger of Gunther back in Chicago for the World Heavyweight Championship. No title on the line here tonight, but certainly a lot of bragging rights for Styles if he can get the job done this time around. Gunther had his fans raising victory in Chicago. Styles looks to create a new story this time around, but Gunther is just playing in the face of Styles right now, just dragging him wherever he pleases. A lot of people have to question, you know, now that Gunther was finally successfully able to defeat Dragunov, that being it was inside a Hell in a Cell. You know, he needed one of Satan's favorite structures to get the job done against Dragunov. An instrument of destruction, if you will. Is Gunther kind of overlooking Dragunov now? You know, Gunther doesn't seem to be as intimidated about Ilya Dragunov as he used to be. This is a man that has defeated Gunther 3 times in his career, Ilya Dragunov that being, and Gunther was undefeated here in Universe Mode until he met Ilya Dragunov in Germany, which is just a little bit more lemon juice to the wound, if you will, because as we know, Gunther was born in Austria, which is not very far away from Germany, and to be humiliated in front of effectively almost his home people, if you will, that has to sting. And even though you got your revenge inside Hell in a Cell, I don't think Gunther is satisfied just yet with that. I think he wants to take Dragunov to the grandest stage and embarrass him in front of, I mean, come on, at least 60,000 plus people. And now, I mean, Gunther now has been in full control of this match. Styles has not been able to get anything out of the jump. Oh, what a huge missed opportunity for Gunther and Styles. That is a veteran that you do not want to be making too many mistakes with when it comes to the phenomenal one. As now Gunther might be able to get a front row seat to the action here as AJ Styles Goes over the top rope, wiping out the ring general. Styles now throwing Gunther back into the ring. As now AJ is in control of this one for the first time in the match. And now look at these phenomenal blitz strikes from Styles, lighting up our world champion. Gunther, this is his third WrestleMania. Yeah, count them. 1, 2, 3. Third WrestleMania in a world title match. 2 of those WrestleManias he walked in as the World Heavyweight Champion. One of those WrestleManias he defeated a man that can only be known as the Beast Incarnate these days. I can't even really say his name because of a lot of controversial stuff happening in IRL, but yes, indeed, Gunther did defeat him and Drew McIntyre in the same night. Nonetheless, to become a double champion 2 years ago now, technically almost 3 years ago now at WrestleMania. And now look at this, AJ Styles. Oh, what a phenomenal forearm to the outside. A phenomenal forearm to the outside. That could be an opening. Styles has created an opening. He's been creating some offense for himself since Gunther missed that knee strike. And now, wait a minute, AJ Styles, there it is. There's the actual phenomenal forearm. That's the one that actually counts. Goes for the cover. Oh my God, Gunther just got the shoulder at 1. Gunther just got the shoulder at 1, and I don't think even Styles can believe it. I don't think Styles can even believe it, as he's telling our official here, you know, make sure you're doing your just dues here. But now, wait a minute, that momentarily almost distraction that Styles caused for himself might have just costed him the match. No, Styles getting that shoulder out. Huge powerbomb from Gunther. And now Gunther grabbing a hold of the legs, but Styles not letting it happen. And again, AJ Styles driving a knee right into the face of Gunther. And now phenomenal one. Here comes a little bit more of that fast-paced offense from Styles. A little tribute to one of his best friends in the business, and Jay Lethal that time with a lethal combination from the phenomenal one. Here comes AJ Styles, a former world champion in his own right. Just because he didn't get the job done in Chicago against Gunther, that's not gonna discredit him as a former world champion. Styles has done it all in this business and in WWE, as a matter of fact. And now, wait a minute, goes for a German suplex. Styles with a nice quirky reversal out of harm's way that time. And now, wait a minute, Styles drops Gunther right on his head with a brain buster. A brain buster. The damage could be done here. Styles was a little bit hesitant to get to his feet, though, that time. Might give Gunther that opportunity to kick out, and indeed he does. AJ Styles now thinking about what it's really going to take to finally put away the ring general. He threw everything he really had him at his arsenal in Chicago, and it still wasn't enough. So Styles could be kind of second-guessing himself just starting this match off to begin with, as a matter of fact. Oh, but a huge Hurricane Rana. Maybe Styles decided to change up the game a little bit this time around. Didn't see him hit that one earlier. And now, wait a minute, Styles sending Gunther off the ropes, ducks a lariat. Gunther got a lariat earlier. Oh, Styles gets a lariat this time and turns him inside out, as a matter of fact. Styles put some mustard on that one. And now, big elbow drop from Styles. A big elbow drop from the phenomenal one puts Gunther away, but no, not to be. And now Gunther, could he be second-guessing his abilities in that ring as this match continues? He is in there with one of the best in the business in AJ Styles. And yes, he's put him away before, but this could be a different night. AJ now with a strike right to the face. AJ goes off the ropes, caught him beautifully, might I add. Styles caught him flush with that styling DDT. And now Styles going top rope once again. Big Froggy. Frog splash out of the corner. Goes for the cover. Gunther getting the shoulder out. A shoulder out at 1.5, or actually 2.5, excuse me. Let me not discredit that pinfall attempt, as now Gunther now, oh no, just chopped Styles right back in the chest and turned him around for a sleeper hold. The sleeper hold is cinched in. The sleeper hold is cinched in. Gunther's gonna put AJ Styles to sleep. He's gonna put Styles to sleep in the center of the ring. Oh no! Sharp elbows right to the ribs of Gunther. Goes for the cover here. Gonna catch Gunther off guard. Almost got it right there. Almost got it right there. And now wait a minute. No. Gunther turns him inside out. Turns him inside out with that last symphony. The last symphony connects. Gunther puts away Styles once again. 2-0 is Gunther with the phenomenal one. The ring general, Gunther, heading out for the night after a big victory over AJ Styles. But wait a minute, who is that at the top of the ramp? It's Ilya Dragunov, his WrestleMania opponent. Dragunov and Gunther face to face for the first time since Bad Blood. And when you talk about Bad Blood, there is certainly a lot of it between Gunther and Dragunov. What is going on? Why are we waiting for Philly? Let's get it on here right now tonight. Dragunov, Gunther. No, he tries to swing first with the title, but Dragunov dodged the attempt of that strike with the World Heavyweight Championship from the ring general Gunther. And how ironic it would have been for Gunther to quite literally rub that World Heavyweight Championship in the face of Dragunov. And speaking of ironically, we seem to be ending the show the exact way that we started it, on top of the stage, on top by the rampway. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill did battle on the stage to start our show. And now it looks like we're ending our show on top of the stage with the ring general Gunther and Dragunov both fighting each other behind that sign real quick. But now Gunther comes right back on the attack, sends Dragunov almost off that stage. But Dragunov said, I ain't no Jade Cargill. Huge chop right to the chest. A huge chop right to the chest is now the ring general. The ring general now getting off the stage, but Dragunov just sent him off the stage with a smack. And a huge senton off the stage. Bianca Belair threw Cargill off the stage, but she didn't go jumping after her. Dragunov said, I'm built different. Dragunov now sending Gunther into our crowd, who's already chanting, this is awesome. And we're not even in Philadelphia yet, folks. This is just a little bit of a taste as to what you can expect in Philadelphia. There's so much quite literal bad blood between these two. The last time these two even touched was Bad Blood inside Hell in a Cell. And we thought that was as personal as it was going to get. We were dead wrong. It's way more personal now because it's all about getting revenge for Ilya Dragunov. It's all about rectifying that loss at Bad Blood. It's all about proving that he does indeed have what it takes to defeat Gunther twice. He defeated him at the Bash in Berlin, and now he wants to defeat him on the grandest stage at WrestleMania. Gunther, on the other hand, has lost to this man Dragunov 3 separate times throughout his career, and he's had enough. That is the type of record when it comes to a man like Gunther, a man that holds himself to such a high standard when it comes to being in that ring. A huge leg drop right to the face of Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov is being thrown into tables. Gunther is wiping him out with leg drops. Anything that Gunther can possibly do to get his hands on Dragunov. This is a beatdown at the hands of the World Heavyweight Champion. Gunther is absolutely incensed. He is absolutely obsessed with Ilya Dragunov, and he's the champion heading into the fight, but Gunther feels like he has so much to prove. He's lost to Dragunov 3 separate times in his career, as we've said. Dragunov is the sole reason, he's the sole person responsible for Gunther's undefeated streak here in Universe Mode coming to an end, and he did it in front of his home people in Germany. That would send me over the edge too if you don't ask me. What a chop right to the chest. Gunther with a chop right to the chest of Dragunov. And now what the hell does Gunther have planned here? He's ripping apart our announce table. This is going to get a lot uglier before it gets any better. Ilya Dragunov has been wiped out. Gunther has thrown him into tables. And now Gunther has bad intentions on the mind with our announce table. It looks like he's setting Dragunov on the announce table. What the hell does Gunther have planned? Bad intentions on the mind, when you ask me. From the big Austria, sends Dragunov through the announce table. Gunther wiping out his challenger for WrestleMania, if Dragunov can even make it to Philadelphia.